Hello guys, my name is Anam and welcome to my YouTube channel Coding Skill. So this is the first video of our coding series named Learning Python from Zero to Hero. So essentially in this video series we're going to cover like everything, alright? Everything you need to go into a specific discipline like if you want to go into data science, into machine learning, into web development and blah blah blah. All of other disciplines that Python has to offer, or a large range of disciplines there. So basically, what you will learn from this video series are those basic programming fundamentals that you really require to get you started as a Python developer. So yeah, enough with the talking. Let's hop into my computer. Let's start the coding. Okay guys, so here we are at my PC screen. So first of all, we need to download an Conda, alright, for our computer in order to get running. So we're gonna download an Conda and I will show you how to install it. Well, it is really simple. All you have to do is download an Conda for Python Windows, alright? As I'm using Windows, I'll download it for my operating system and you can do it for your own, alright? So it is same for all of the operating systems. If not equally the same, then almost the same. So here's the download button we have here. I will just click on it. Okay, and the link, and this link is provided in the description, so you can directly click on it and go for it. So you will download an Conda for your machine, for that is compatible with your machine. So for I have 64-bit operating system, I will download it. Okay, so I'll show you. Just click on it and it will automatically start downloading. Okay, but as I have downloaded Anaconda for Python 3.7, but you guys can also use Python 3.8, and if you want to go follow along with me, both Python versions are compatible for almost all of the commands that we are using. Okay, so I have downloaded Anaconda for my computer already and I have cancelled it, and now I will show you how you can install Anaconda on your own PC. Okay, so here we have Anaconda. Okay, so we simply double click on it and it will start the setup like this. And come on, open up. Why is it taking so long? Okay, here it is. Next, I agree, just me. Okay, next. Next. Okay, so what it is saying that as I already have installed Anaconda, so it is asking me that the directory already exists and I cannot install Anaconda on the given directory. Okay, because I have installed Anaconda. So we will try to change it to directory. Let's say Anaconda 4. Yeah, it works. So keep these unchecked, but if you're a beginner, what I like to do is check this one, right? Check this one over here. And it will solve most of the problems for you, but in the future it may also create some problems, but these can be overcome with just a little bit of work. But if we give a check on this box, okay, we will have a lot of advantage. Okay, we can use a lot of Anaconda features. So by clicking on it, you simply need to do as install. Okay, do not check on this one. I repeat, do not check on this one. Okay, this will cause a lot of problems for you guys. So simply check on this and click install, and it will install, and it will take some time. But as I have already installed Anaconda, I'm just gonna jump right into it. And how we can open Jupyter Notebook using Anaconda, because we are going to use the IDE, alright, environment called Jupyter Notebook. I'm going to show you how we can open Jupyter Notebook using Anaconda Navigator. Okay, just click on it. Wait for it to open. It may take up some time because Anaconda is we can say a large software. And why do we specifically use Anaconda? We use it because it comes with a great deal of libraries, alright, that we have to use a lot. And by installing Anaconda, we don't have to care about installing them individually, alright. It is these are just pre-installed for us, and it also provides number of IDEs that we can use for Python programming. So Anaconda is really useful too. Yeah, thumbs up. So here we are at our Anaconda interface, and here's the Jupyter Notebook. Okay, we have to use this one over here, not the Jupyter Lab, but the Jupyter Notebook. Click on the launch button, and it will launch the Jupyter Notebook for us. And by default, it opens in the Internet Explorer or Microsoft Edge in my case. But you can also change the default browser it opens. But it doesn't, gives a really much of difference according to me. So I will enter into desktop. Okay, I will enter into the desktop, and I will create a new Python notebook. Okay, so here is our Python notebook. So now I will show you why do we use Jupyter Notebook. There are a lot of reasons. For example, in this video we will also cover data types. Okay, data types. What are the data types that Python has to offer? Data types. And we can change what statement will be in this cell by selecting it and clicking the arrow above. Okay, we want this to be a heading. Okay, so click OK and press shift enter, okay, on the keyboard, and the cell will be executed. And the other way to run the cell is by clicking on this run button. Okay, click on this run button and the cell will be executed. For example, we want to cover the data types. I will list them up first so that you and I both are at convenience. Okay, so we have data types integer, float. Okay, we have bool, contains true or false. We have string. Okay, we have list. We have tuple. Oh, tuple. Okay, and we have dictionary. Okay, these are the data types we are going to cover in this video, and these are almost all of the data types that you will came across. And except these data types, these are one or two data types, but we don't use them more often, so I decided to skip them for now, but we will cover them in the later videos. Okay, so integer can be any unsigned or signed integer, right? Signed means we can have a negative value. Okay, 1 2 3 1 2 3. Okay, and we click on this run button, and here we have our integer. Okay, so similarly for the float data types, we can have like some floating point integers. We call these, and simply click on this run button, and it will run the cell. Okay, this is the beauty of the Jupyter Notebook, that you can execute the code and see the input right in front of it, or see the output, sorry, right in front of it. Okay, so you don't have to write the whole program and then see the output, or execute different slices of programs and comment other slices out. But rather than that, what you can do is that in different cells you can execute different lines of code. For example, we will now see bool. Okay, bool can be either true or either false. Okay, false. Okay, so but how do we know that this is a float and this is an integer? Well, lucky for us, Python has to offer a built-in function called type. Whatever you write in this type function, it will simply show you the data type of that value. Okay, for example, this is int and this is float. Okay, we assume this is float, but let's see what Python has to say about it. Yeah, we were right. We won the match. And then we go for this one. Okay, this is a bool. Next we have a string, anything, enclosed in these double quotation marks will be considered as string. For example, I love my country, Pakistan. All right, and this will be a string. Okay, so another thing what we can do is store the value into a variable. Okay, this is a variable, and this variable can be named anything. All right, like anything, but it doesn't have to start with the number, but we can put numbers afterwards, like this one, like this over here, but it doesn't have to start with the number. Okay, you cannot put the number over here, for example, like this. This will be an invalid variable name. Okay, so what are we doing over here? What are we doing over here essentially is putting what is on the right side, okay, in the double quotation marks on the left side of this equal sign, right? In programming, we don't call this equal sign as equal. We call this as an assignment operator, because what this thing does is put on what is on its right into the variable name on its left. Okay, so this thing is saved now in the variable name. Okay, so come on. Okay, so as I write the variable name and execute it, it tells me that you have this thing inside of it. And now we can, as we have the data inside of a variable, this variable is representing this data, so we can directly know the data type of this variable, and it will show the data type of the value stored in it. All right, of the value stored in it. Yeah. So next we have list. Okay, so lists are pretty interesting things in Python. Okay, we are going to store it in some variable. Let's say list1, and list can contain mixed data types into it. Alright, for example, I can store some strings. Okay, Pakistan, and this will be a city, and I can also store integers along with them and floats. Okay, so these are mixed data types, and now this list has been stored into its left variable. Okay, remember the list has to be closed inside of these square brackets. Okay, so now if we write this thing, we will access our list. Okay, this is a mixed data type list, but we also, what we can do is make a whole list of integers only, and make a whole list of strings only, or make a whole list of float only, and tons of other operations that you can perform. Okay, so this is the whole list. All right, we can write on the type of it, and it will give us the type. Okay, but just let's move to what we were at. Okay, so yeah, here we have list. So how do we access each item individually? All right, or we want to access the only, we can say that ISB over here. Okay, so a list has to offer indexes, and it starts with 0, 0, 1, and 2. Okay, this ISB is located on the 2 index. All right, index starts with 0. For example, Pakistan located at 0. Let me show you guys. Okay, let me show you guys the live programming. Okay, so here we have Pakistan, because it is located at the index 0. So if we write down the index of the desired element, we will acquire the element we are looking for. Right now we were looking for ISB over here. So what's the index of ISB? 0, 1, 2. Okay, it is located on the 2. And if you see, we have the ISB. It's really simple and smooth. No rocket science. It's really simple. You know, Python makes things simpler for you. Another thing you guys might have wondered, why isn't I haven't declared a pre-data type for this variable? All right, if you come from a programming background from C or some other language, Java, because in Python discovers itself, all right, what variable type it is going to be, so we don't need to worry about it. Yeah, an advantage, and lots of advantages are coming ahead of you as you go across. Okay, so another method for accessing lists are by slices. Okay, we want to access, for example, the slice of index 0, not 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. We want to access this whole slice over here. Okay, starting from the Rawalpindi and ending to the integer 2. Okay, we want to access this one. Okay, so it starts with 1, yeah, and we'll go up to 1, 2, 3, 4, but the 4 will be excluded, so we have to giving the next one. Okay, for example 5 index. See what we have over here. The 5th index will be excluded, so we will have from 1 to 4 indexes of slice. All right, we just access a slice of the list. So another way to access list is by from the descending order. Okay, so this can be really handy. For example, this last element, if we do not know that the index of this last element, alright, we can have really pretty large list. So what we can do is put on -1. Alright, what -1 does is it represents the end of the list. Okay, so for example, if you want to access another slice starting from this one over here, and we'll go up to 3. Okay, so what we will do is list 1, and we will go from 1 to this one. Okay, it will access up to the second last element. Another way to access lists is, for example, if we want to okay, so for example, if we want to access every element, right, every element that comes after this one, okay, from Rawalpindi, I want to access all of them, okay, up to the end. So what I will do is leave the other side blank. Okay, from starting from one index up to all of the elements. Okay, and I will press shift enter, and let's see. Okay, we have our outcome right in front of our faces. And other way to access list is by creating an end limit. For example, we want to access everything except the last 2 elements. All right, we're going to exclude these 2 elements, and we're going to access these elements over here. Okay, we want these elements, all right, for some of our purposes. So what we will simply do is leave the left hand blank. Come on, don't give me this, man, don't give me this. Okay, we will leave the other end blank, and we will just leave the last 2 elements. Okay, so ta-da, it seems like, yeah, the last 2 elements have been excluded and the others have been included. So what do we have left? Let's see. This is the reason I listed it into the start. As you can see that it is a list of integers, simply integers. I listed it because to use it for my own purpose, so I don't have to go up again and again like this and see what's remaining and what's not. So yeah, we have covered int, float, bool, string, list, tuple. Yeah, tuple. Tuple is pretty much like a list, but there's only one difference between list, well, precisely 2, because the way tuples are stored are a little different. Okay, these are stored into these round brackets or small brackets, whatever you want to call it. Okay, we are going to store simply some integers into it, and yeah, but before that, there's one thing left into the list. What if we want to change? What if we want to change or alter any of the elements into the list? All right, for that, I will insert a cell above. Okay, a cell above. So this is the beauty of the Jupyter Notebook. You see, we can do easy coding. All right, coding will be an easy pie for us. For example, if we want to change this one over here, okay, we want to change Rawalpindi. Okay, so it is on the first index, the index 1, and we want to change it to, let's say, Lahore. Well, these are the cities in my country. Okay, I love my country so much, so I like to use a reference of the cities or the places from my country. So yeah, as we can see, the Rawalpindi has been replaced by Lahore. Okay, so this is pretty much cool. We can do a lot of operations on list, and let's come back to the tuples where we left off. We assign a tuple, and we can see tuple. Okay, here's our tuple, and we can access the elements of the tuple the same way we access in list. Alright, for example, if we want to access this one 4 over here, so we will write negative 3. It will give us the fourth element, the third element, alright, and it will be 4. So, but why are tuples different? We will see this in a moment, alright. Now, if we want to change this 4 over here and replace it by 10, it will give us error. And what does the error say? We have to look at it, alright. The error says that tuple object does not support item assignment. So, what do we conclude? Well, let me tell you this. Tuple are immutable data types, and what do I mean by immutable data type? It simply means that the values in a tuple can be stored once, alright, but they cannot be altered in any way. We cannot delete any value, we cannot change any value, and we cannot perform, you see, any kind of alteration onto the tuple. Yeah, are you clear? Yeah, I guess you're great. So the last data type we have is, let's comment this out first so it doesn't, create some messy outlook. So yeah, the last data type are dictionaries, alright? So dictionaries are the most interesting data types that Python has to offer. These are the key value pairs, alright? So how do we represent a dictionary? Is by giving it keys. So the keys can be of any data type, alright? So I write my name over here. So yeah, and I write my city over here. And it is like, this is where I live. So if any of you want to come meet me, we can have a meeting. So yeah, I can also write my age over here. So yeah, I just want to show you guys that the keys or the values, right? These are the keys on the left side of this sign, and right side are the values. So the keys or the values can be of any data type you like, alright? It depends on you, how you're making your logic or designing your logic, anything. So yeah, how do we access the values from the list? Alright, we simply write in the key. Okay, the key is in string, so we write in the string, and here is our value. Alright, and we can similarly change the value by simply giving it another name. For example, John is our name, and now if we access our name and it is John, right? So yeah, this is our dictionary, and this is how we access dictionary. For example, if we want to access the age from dictionary, this is here, we have 20. So what we will do is wind up the video right here. Okay, I guess this is more than enough for our first video lectures, the introduction to Python, and we have installed an Conda over here. So yeah, take care, and I will see you in the next video, and we will start up from where we left. Okay guys, see you in the next video. Bye bye.